Welcome back everyone to our Road to 335 series. Yes, we did recently change it. My name is Gabriel and I'm your host for the series. On the last episode, we left off by being light level 280. Now here you can see we start off this episode by sliding into the bounty tracker robot and grabbing all those bounties for the day. Super helpful, especially since the April update dropped literally yesterday. So a lot of things have changed. We can get into that, but for the most part here, you're just going to see a lot of fast forward gameplay. We were here on Mars doing some patrols, just finishing up some bounties for the Queen. That way we can start working on our Queen's Wrath. The reason we're trying to work on our Queen's Wrath, and really all the factions that we're working with, I guess the Vanguard, whatever specific faction we're working with, I think it's the new Monarchy right now, is because with the April update, every time you level up, you're guaranteed to get gear from a package that will have higher light level than what you currently are. So here we're talking to Varix. He's going to help us get some quests that'll allow us to get some even better stuff like the Dreadfang. It's a 320 sword specifically for Taken, and that will help boost our light level quite a bit. We're headed to the moon here, as you can see, and we were just in time for a public event. Now, public events are great because you can get motes of light from them, which you can give to your faction. You can level up and then get some more gear. Right at this moment, particularly in this gameplay, we're actually waiting for someone to send us an invite to a Vault of Glass run because we want to complete that No Time to Explain quest. Also, what's the deal with that captain? No idea. But in any case, we're starting the quests, the new quest lines. This will lead to the Dreadfang, as I mentioned earlier. It's a Taken sword. It's 320. It drops at 320. What a great light booster. All in all, though, I think it's a very easy quest that they've added. I guess side quest. I don't know what you call it, main quest. But yeah, it's very easy, and the rewards are great. I mean, a 320, you didn't even have to do a raid. In fact, all you have to do is beat Malak right here, send him home, then go beat him in a strike, and then you go talk to Varix. But back at the home front, we go to the Cryptarch, we find some legendaries, we talk to Banshee, pick up a couple of things. It is a little too late though. I know that I ordered that semi-Hawks off from him last week, but we've already surpassed that light level, so I don't know how handy that's going to come in. I guess we'll see. But we go off and do some strikes while we're waiting. I think I sent another message to a different person for an invite to the Vault of Glass because I don't know what happened to the first one. And we're working on Banshee's weapons. Multitasking is a must if you want to get to high light level. Oh, and did I forget to mention that when you level up with Banshee, he also gives you packages with gear, usually weapons, more than likely weapons, that are higher than your light level? Yeah, that's a thing. So it really does pay off to, I guess, do the weekly weapons. But yeah, we've continued doing some strikes. We find some stuff. This is from the first strike. We also turn in the bounties. We find some more blue stuff. We take it to the Cryptarch. He decrypts it for us. We're up to 286 now. And we continue through the strikes. This is one of the Mars strikes. Valis to Arc. And he's dead. So we're going to check out what he gives us. And it turns out not to be that great. In fact, I don't think it changes a single thing. But we do get that invite to do the Vault of Glass, finally. It's about dang time. I was starting to think that LFG was not working, or these people were not real. I don't know. But we take a break in between. Just before we get to Atheon, we just go to the tower, and I find a 304 blue chess piece. Hurrah! That's going to help us out big time. So we go ahead and head back into the Vault of Glass and finish off Atheon. And we picked up a couple of interesting things. The Eye of Atheon being the most important, but we also picked up the Time Breaker, which is a sparrow. That's going to help so much because we've been using a green sparrow from the beginning of the game. Holy cow. But here, the Daily Heroic was Lost to Light, which is a really important mission. That's the mission you can potentially get the Black Spindle from. Only on the Daily Heroic. You can't do it on like the hard mode version of the mission just by itself. You can't do it on the regular version of the mission by itself. It has to be the Daily Heroic. So if you miss it, you have to wait till it comes back. But the key to this mission is to not die. If you die, I guess the exotic side quest within the mission, it disappears. You have to do it flawlessly until you get to this little side quest. Once you unlock the door that has 2 runes, you're going to go to the place that has 3 runes. I just passed it to my left, and there's this other door, if you keep going straight, that's open. That leads to what was his name? Tanix? His ship. The ship of Tanix, but it's been taken over by Taken. Not even going to comment on that. Anyways, there's 3 rooms. The first room's pretty simple. Second room gets a little more difficult, and the last room is where the boss is. As expected, it's going to be difficult. In fact, I tried it with a hunter. The only way I've seen it done is with a warlock, but I gave it my best. I'm kind of bummed about it, but I mean, I literally could have spent all day trying to do that and still not get it done. So at some point you just gotta call it quits.
That's how Eris says she appreciates your sacrifice. Glad you're still alive.
So after that we head right into Control, into the Crucible. We enjoy a wonderful game of Control that is actually very uneventful. You'll see in just a second what I'm talking about. So for anyone that doesn't understand Control, all you have to do is control, I guess really any of the bases or platforms, I don't even know what you want to call them, that are in the game. There's A, B, and C. And on this particular map, on Vertigo, if you stand on this platform, you can see A and C from one point. And I stayed back here just to make sure that we had these 2 places captured. And no one actually came back here the entire game. I literally sat on this platform the whole game. Did not die once. But I guess the rewards kind of made up for it because I didn't really get anything from that game of the Crucible. We did find a couple of things, not terribly useful. That blue machine gun was just about as high as anything that we got. It was 306. And everything else kind of stayed the same. This would normally be the end of the episode, but we're going to add 2 more. I guess it's going to be 4 more hours of gameplay. So we'll head right into that. We start off by doing the Shadows at Twilight mission, which is part of the No Time to Explain quest line. All you have to do is find some chests. Actually, only have to find 1, but you are trying to not die because apparently Oryx's shadow, blah, blah, blah. You find the chest, the mission's over. So we go ahead and head back to the tower. We grab the daily bounties, super helpful. You already know how I feel about that. We talk to Lakshmi. We continue the quest line. Then we'll go ahead and do the daily heroic just for those legendary marks because you also know how important those are and how I feel about those. Take out Oryx at Entropy's Pinnacle, and then we head into the last mission for No Time to Explain, which is Blood in the Garden. For this mission, you have to, if you look on the left side, there's an angerometer, and you just have to kill Vex until it reaches 100. And once it reaches 100, this Gate Lord's going to come out of nowhere and try to kill you. You have to kill it, but also kill ads at the same time so that the anger meter will stay above 100. It's kind of tricky. I think I did it just barely being over light 290, I think. I think that's the mission requirement. But we got it done, and we head back. So we talk to Lakshmi and claim No Time to Explain. See how that rhymed? And we get an artifact from the Cryptarch. Doesn't really change our light level because it's just 280. But man, it's a wonderful day. We have No Time to Explain. It's one of my favorite guns. I know I already said that before. So we continue with the April update quest line. There's a golden chest. Probably going to have something not interesting at all. But just if that's something you're looking to get or complete, to find all the golden chests, there's one of them on the moon. But yeah, the strike is pretty simple. If you recall, I guess you start out where Fogoth is for the summoning pits, but you kind of do the Shrine of Oryx mission. You end up at the shrine to kill Malak, and it's kind of funny. They have added some new, I guess, things that the ghost says or whatnot. The interactions between the ghost and you and the people at the tower. Here's one that I think is pretty funny.
We've taken back the shrine from the Taken that they took through taking.
So after that, we head to the earth to finish some bounties. This is actually a really good spot. You spawn really close to this area, and there's 3 exalted hive. If that's something you need to do, I don't know, for a gun or a bounty, there's 3 down here, so you just go upstairs and downstairs, and they'll continue to spawn. Something else that I think is important to talk about right now is the energy bursts missions in patrol mode. Since everyone's trying to level up their factions, this is a really good one. It's standard. It gives you 50 Vanguard rep and 25 of your individual faction rep. You can overcharge the mission if you do it quickly enough, and doing that can allow you can overcharge it up to 5 times, and this will let you get up to 90 Vanguard rep and 45 faction rep in 3 minutes, so it's an excellent use of time. So we go ahead and head to the reef, we claim our rewards, we continue a bounty, I guess a quest line with Petra. We get the Dreadfang at 320, holla back, ladies and gentlemen. I love it when this happens with the Cryptarch. You get a ton of legendaries from blue engrams. However, unfortunately, we don't get very many engrams, in fact very few, that help us boost our light level. Only the Dreadfang, as you can see there. Everything else is going to keep us at the same light level. So we go ahead and do the Shadow Thief because I think we're trying to kill fallen pirates across the system. It's one of the quests. We don't really get any good loot from this either. So we go ahead and head to Venus. And this is what I was just trying to kill fallen pirates across the system. It's part of one of Petra's, or I think it's Varrix's quests. And I'm here on Venus, and I love this area specifically. This used to be a really famous farming spot for legendary engrams. It might still be, I don't know. But if you have Blade Dancer and you have Encore, Showstopper, or Razor's Edge, you can kill enemies in this area. And because you kill enemies, it extends the duration of your arc blade. You might be able to get away with doing it 3 times in a row if you do it right. Here's 2 clips of me doing it 2 times in a row, extending this super for a while. But I got bored of that, so I went ahead and did Winter's Run because it's on Venus as well. There's Fallen, and I think I do complete the mission here. I was not paying attention to the boss at all. I'm here just to kill Fallen, and that's what I'm doing. But we do pick up a ghost shell. It's 275, so that's going to help us out, since our other ghost is about 10 light level less, 9 if you want to be specific. And we head to the Cryptarch, and we get a 294 artifact. That's going to help us out as well. We're at 292 now. Then we head into the Crucible, a game of Rumble, where it's life or death, no teams. You know how it goes. I start out pretty strong, getting some pretty solid kills here and there. There's one right there. Man, headshots with no time to explain. It's just, that is a fast killing gun, man. If you can aim, which, I mean, I would say that everyone knows how to aim, but that's not necessarily true. But if you know how to aim, this gun it's impressive. This guy tries to hit me with a super and chokes. I return the favor. He tries to shoulder charge me. I'm sorry, fellow, that's not going to work. Not today. Unfortunately, though, my super is cut short. Well, I didn't have that much time anyways on it. I don't know if I would have gotten to him anyways, but he kills me with the Hawk Moon. I can't be too sad about that. And this guy with his bubble, he's in a base. I'm questioning his usage of the bubble, really his placement of the bubble. I get shut down by a shotgun. What can you do? It's a shotgun. And we finish the game strong with 2 kills here. This guy's playing hide and seek with me. Can't seem to find him. There we go. That'll be the game.
Well fought.
We do get a legendary engram from the results of the game, I guess the rewards of the game, but it's going to end up being lower light level than what we have anyways. So we just destroy that mug, and we move on to day 3 of this part of the episode. I'm not even sure what to say anymore about this. It's like episode 3 within episode 8, whatever. So we go ahead and grab the bounties from Barracks, and we do the daily heroic. You know, the Dreadfang, it's a pretty cool sword. I mean, it acts just like any other sword, but it looks cool. And we're all about the aesthetics. Everyone wants something that looks cool, don't we? Yes, we do.
Very nice, Guardian. And thank you for giving me something else to think about.
So we head to the Prison of Elders. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the April update. The Prison of Elders is back in full force. Very excited to play it. So after playing it, there's two modes. There's the level 41 and there's the level 42. Level 41 is kind of a cakewalk. It's just tedious. It's long. There's 5 rounds, and in each round there are 3 rounds, 3 waves, I guess, that you have to complete. It takes a while. It takes like 30 minutes. But you're guaranteed, almost guaranteed, to get something that's 315 out of the treasure chest that's at the bottom. So, I mean, it's helpful for the stage we're in right now. So, in the last round, round 5, that Varric sends you in, there's an ultra something enemy that you have to defeat. It's the boss of the Prison of Elders that you have to defeat before you get to the treasure chest. The boss also summons a ton of ads, like they are everywhere. So there is quite a bit of multitasking that has to be done to be successful. But we made it through with little to no hiccups, and just wait for these guys to open up these chests, see what we get. Okay, there's an emblem, you get a legendary engram, mode of light, and strange coins. Alright. I think in the post game you also get stuff. So if we wait for the menu, I guess here, you see we get some sterling treasure, something else. It's good.
Ask your questions.
So the reef has become kind of a bigger or more important place ever since the April update because of the Prison of Elders mainly. And I don't know, I feel like I've been coming here a lot more than I used to. Fortunately enough, through the Cryptarch we get a helmet that's at 295. That puts us up to 294. And we have a chest piece that's at 304. I think we melted one of our other blue pieces into a legendary. That's going to put us up to 296. And we score a Phanta Ray. That's at 300. Perfect. It's not really going to change our light level, but it is helpful. So after being at the reef, we go to the Dreadnought, the Court of Orcs specifically, and we start the Court of Orcs quest line. I guess it forms part of the bounties area of your your start menu. But yeah, after finishing that, you do get what's it called, a calcified fragment. I would like to take this moment to explain how to use the swords more effectively. So if you press right trigger in the air, it does a slash that does 2 or 2.5 times more damage than a regular slash on the ground. So if you jump and press melee and then right trigger, you do a lot of damage, and then you just rinse and repeat. You do that over and over again. You jump, right bumper, right trigger. Once you hit the ground, jump, right bumper, right trigger. It's a great combination. You can do it really fast. And because of how quickly you can do it, sometimes I think it's better than an exotic sword, or I guess that's a good way to, I wouldn't say it's better than an exotic sword, but it's definitely a good way to replace your exotic sword if you want to use your exotic slot for something else. So we're just going to keep on keeping on here. We're still on Mars, and we're going to complete the part of the quest that Varric asks you to hunt down the wolves on Mars. This is where they're at. The Volstarik strike, where you spawn, just to the left of where you spawn is where the wolves are. Now they're not always there. You have to kind of wait for them if they're not there. The best way to take them out though is to grab one of these bad boys and just go to town. It makes very quick work of the wolves, and they drop this ultra fallen enemy. I guess it's a type of Kel. But yeah, this makes quick work of them. You can even run them over, which I think I do right here. And that's, oh my gosh, huge chunk of his health. Mazur is back in town. We pick up a couple of things from him. Some gauntlets, bad juju. I don't know, a lot of people think bad juju is terrible. I personally do like it, but once again, personal preference. It is what it is. We go into skirmish, and the game is an anomaly. It's a very, very sweaty and somewhat salty game. Don't take me the wrong way. I do like skirmish. I enjoy it quite a bit, actually. I do like the intensity that there is, but when it drives people to camping and using shotguns more than anything else, that's when it pees me so much. We were down the entire game, and this was the game changer right here. I saw my teammate run in, and I thought, oh no, this is it. Because if you look at the score, we were neck and neck. But he brought us up into the lead, and it was down to the last kill. Which, thankfully, I was able to score there on one of the, I guess, enemy team members that was unsuspecting. He was probably coming in to help with an assist, and he ended up getting cleaned up. It worked out in our favor. So far we've been able to get to 298. We picked up just a couple of things here and there, and that's put us up to 298. I do spend about 30 extra minutes on this. So instead of 2 hours, I spent about 2 hours and a half because I really wanted to get to 300. Luckily enough, I had $5 grand in the bank and oh my gosh, can I say this? Unencrypted legendary engram, which I traded to Varix for the King's Mantle. Unfortunately, this puts us up to 299. I really thought this was going to put us up to 300. However, we do get a break when we fight Septix Prime's cousin through the quest line that Varix has us do to kill the Fallen. We get an exotic engram, and you had better believe that I'm crossing my fingers this whole time. So we hit up the Cryptarch, and what do we get? A Monte Carlo. We equip that, and but seriously though, so glad. I mean, I put so much effort into that last half hour. I think it was even 45 minutes. And we got a level 300 Monte Carlo, putting us up to 300 light level. This is what we've been looking forward to the entire time. So we finished this episode and the series. Well, I know it said to 335, but right now I'm really debating. But we ended up with a 300 Monte Carlo, 300 Phanta Ray, 320 Dreadfang, a 275 Ghost Shell. We've still got a couple of blues in there because after the April update, things have changed a little bit, but it's 295 helmet. We've got some gauntlets at 305, and we did pick up a couple of exotics on the way. I mean, we've got a handful. We've got a 304 chest piece. We've got 298 boots and a 310 King's Mantle. And with that Feudum Fading Shader, man, do we look good. Not gonna lie. I know that's a blue helmet, but it's styling right now. So thank you everyone for all your support, all your likes, shares, subscriptions. We are so grateful for that. We couldn't do this without you guys. We really couldn't. I mean, YouTube couldn't do it without the viewers in the grand scheme of things. But yes, please continue to like, share, and subscribe. Please check out our content in the future. I'm not sure if we'll have more in this series, but that is yet to be determined. I've been so grateful to be your host, and I'm out.